Ladies and gentlemen, in last week's video, we showed you the Nyxi Hyperion 3s for the Nintendo Switch 2. Just want to do a quick little update video today because there was a couple questions about it, and also got some tips from you guys that they do have an app available. So I've gone through and I'll show you how to basically connect the controllers to the app, use the app. But you can use the app to change the dead zones on the sticks, and you can also use the app to adjust your vibration levels. And I'm going to show you what that kind of did for me as well, because you're able to put the vibration just a little bit lower and at like half volume on the Switch 2 speakers. It actually does sound, you actually can't hear it. So it is a kind of pretty good way to mitigate that really loud, obnoxious sound that's caused by the vibration motors. But all that being said, let's just go ahead and jump in. I'll show you that stuff real quick. Just wanted to give you a little bit of update on these. Okay, so here you see we have the app on the right. I have this running on the iPad. Of course, this runs on your phone as well, and we're running the iPhone version. So to get the controller to show up, basically you just have to get the controller turned on, press any button. I think there's a bug in the app because it shows each left and right Joy-Con twice there. It didn't happen on the iPhone, but for some reason on the iPhone app on iPad, it is doing that. Once you get into the app, you've got a couple different things. So you can obviously change all of the key binding that you would like to do. Interestingly, you can't change the back buttons on here, but I think you'll have to do that through the switch menu, just like you would on the Pro controller. But you do also have the ability to change the dead zones and also the vibration motor. So you can see here, I have adjusted the dead zone down to 2 and 4, up from I think the default was 8 and 10, as you see on the right joystick on the bottom there. And it is kind of confusing because it does show numbers for the right joystick, but it's kind of like grayed out a little bit. So you can't actually do those until you connect the right one. So here I'm going to go ahead and put the vibration level down to 1. And if you do the vibration on like function on the controller, like on and off, basically you just get like low, medium, high. So there's one additional one here, which is a little bit lower, which is nice. So it's the one I found to be actually okay to use, as the other ones are just kind of a little bit too loud. So right now I've got the dead zone set to 2 and 4 here, but as we'll see later in the video, I might even eventually just go a little bit lower on it, but it is a big improvement. So to do the right side, basically do the same thing, go back out to the front end of the app, activate the right Joy-Con and then tap on it, and you'll go into the exact same menu, but this time you're going to see that once we go into the dead zones, you can see the left side now is grayed out with like the default settings there. It's like 8 and 10, and you've got, now you can adjust. So I've adjusted the right stick to 2 and 4, and again, I'll probably take those numbers down even further after I've had a little bit of time to test it and stuff like that. And I'll show you later on in the video. I'll show you what it looks like using these particular settings. So I didn't cover the app at all in the video last week, so I wanted to just kind of update you guys on what you could do with the app. Now, another thing too is when you're using the middle connector and trying to use it as like a Pro controller, you can see how much flex and wobble there is. So this is one thing that has been disappointing to me so far. And, it's a preference thing, and it's certainly usable, but just keep in mind it's not going to feel that great, especially if you move your hands in a certain kind of way. So these have been really great so far this first week that I've been using them. I've been enjoying them quite a bit. I did get a question about the D-pad here it being like metal. It is not metal. It is definitely just totally plastic. It's not magnetic either. There's like some kind of, like locking mechanism system here. See if I can get it to zoom in so you can kind of see it there. Not the best, but yeah, so it just kind of pops on and sticks in. Same thing with the alternative one. Okay, so here we have Mario Wonder again, and we're just going to kind of test out the new vibration settings here to see if they come through at all for you. But I've noticed really right off the bat, it is much better on that very low, like 1 setting that you can do inside of the app. And we'll change the volume here as well so you can kind of hear the different levels. So let me go ahead and turn it all the way up here, or excuse me, all the way off so you can hear it. So you can kind of tell with the volume totally off here, it does sound far less obnoxious on this new setting that you can do through the app, just like a lower level setting. So let's go ahead and turn that speakers all the way up, let you hear that. And you really can't hear it at all on that level, so let's go 50%. And so I'm not sure how this is going to translate on camera, but I can tell you just playing it in here that I really can't hear the vibrations at all anymore. I'm just hearing the music. And the vibrations are still coming through good, and they feel good to me, especially at this level. They're not like crazy overbearing. Obviously not loud or anything like that either. So definitely recommend using the app to fix your dead zones and to really just put the vibration on the very lowest level. I think is going to give you the best experience. And the flex and stuff, the wobble, like when they're connected to the Switch 2 itself, you really don't notice it like you do when it's on that little attachment. So they feel really good and solid when you're holding them handheld. So that's a big relief. I've been using these for about a week now. And holding it handheld, this is so far been the best, most comfortable way. You guys know I really love the D brand kill switch, but even that is not as good as, actual, comfortable Joy-Cons that really latch on good to the controller. So I think these really work well. They really complement the Switch very well. You can kind of see here just kind of how good it even looks. I mean, it looks like this is really the kind of controllers that the Switch 2 deserves, in my opinion. I mean, maybe I would move this thumbstick up a little bit, make these a little bit wider, more Steam Deck-like. I think they've got the right idea. I think just most of these, controller makers are putting the stick too low on a handheld. Okay, so let's go back to Cyberpunk and check out the Dead Zone situation to see if that is better at all. And right off the bat here, I immediately, it felt better. But really, especially when you're looking at the micro adjustments of it, still takes a little bit longer than I would like before any movement starts happening. Of course, there's in-game settings for that as well, but I think I would still recommend going even lower on the Dead Zones in the app. But that's definitely a personal preference thing, so, play with it if you guys are going to pick one up. Obviously, just see what feels good to you. I think I'm going to go a little bit lower. And if I was going to play through a full round of Cyberpunk here, too, I'd probably mess with the in-game settings as well, just to, get a good feel for, how I want the game to move and feel as I'm playing it. But, yeah, overall, much improved, experience just using the app to get the vibration on that low level 1 and then to update your dead zones. I think those two things really make a world of difference in terms of the overall experience. All right, so if you guys have any additional questions on the Nyxi Hyperion 3s, please drop those in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please leave it a like. If you like the content that I do here, go ahead and consider subscribing as well. I do have the MOBA pad Joy-Con replacements on order too. I'm really excited to get a hold of those. And then also the absolute kind of deck style one where it slides in the top and it kind of sticks out of the top a little bit. I've got one of those on order too. So if you're interested in any of those, definitely want to get subscribed to the channel because those are going to be coming soon, and we'll probably do an accessory versus video on those. So definitely I look forward to that in the coming weeks, hopefully, as soon as those things get sent out. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.